Testarossa for Ferrari loosely translates to redhead. Well, Countach for Lamborghini translates to something like wow or it's spectacular. So how do these two cars translate for me? Well, let's see. If you were living back in the 1980s and you came into some money and you were a cokehead, you probably drove one of these two cars. Let's take a look at them. That's right, folks. Look at these Mamba Jambas. This is the 80s right here. 1982 Lamborghini Countach 5000S and the 1989 Ferrari Testarossa. If you were a kid growing up in the 1980s and you didn't have a poster of one of these two kids on your wall, you need to have your man card revoked, because you know, these two cars, along with the 959 and the F40, these were pretty much the cars every kid dreamed of having. So let's take a look at these two die-cast models. The one in front, the Lambo, that is an AutoArt model. I've had that for 3 or 4 years. They came out with a newer white model, that's the 25th anniversary edition, but this one's a little bit harder to find. So it doesn't have all those extra scoops and stuff on it that the 25th does. And then the Testarossa, this is a Kyosho model. This is a Kyosho High-End model. So this is like, it's got a little bit more detail to it than the regular model, and these are getting a little bit harder to find too. And this is back when Kyosho was actually making decent die-cast models. They pretty much make shit nowadays. But the old stuff is really pretty good, and if you have old stuff, I would hold on to it and keep them, because they're really nice. I've got a bunch of other Kyoshos that are 8 and 10 years old, and it's just amazing how bad their quality has really fallen in the last 5 or 6 years. I can't remember the last time I bought a Kyosho. But in any case, these two models are really nice. And I thought I'd just kind of display them together. And why is that? Well, Chris takes requests. Are you shitting me? No. That's the level of service I'm giving you people. You can't get this on any other channel. You ask, you receive. I mean, it's that easy. So someone wanted to see both of these cars. Let's just do them together. I don't know the specs on these cars, the actual one-to-one cars, obviously. I think the Lambo had about 425, 450 horsepower. I think the Testarossa had 380, but don't hold me to that. The only reason I say 380 is there was a point in time in a former life where I had thoughts of swapping out the 930 for a Testarossa. This was back when you could find a Testarossa, a really nice one, for about $80,000. That was only about 4 or 5 years ago. Things have changed. Things have definitely changed. A lot of the 80s cars are just getting outrageous now. People are really trying to pick them up and hold on to them. Let's take a look at the Ferrari first. There's the V12 engine in there. They've done a pretty nice job. I would say the Ferrari, I think I probably paid about, I don't know, $150, $170 for it a few years ago. And it's definitely a lot better than the regular version. The higher end version was put together pretty nicely. This one is not perfect though. If you look down below, the tailpipes, the right set of tailpipes are kind of screwed up. So that did not meet quality control. That slipped past them. You can open the front little bonnet, and they've done some nice work here with the carpeting on the inside, some luggage. I think those things even might come out. There you go. So if you want to go on a trip, a little day trip, you got your Ferrari luggage you can take with you. So that's always nice. Ferrari badges on the front fenders. Let's take a look at the inside. Once again, pretty nicely done. A little bit dusty in there. I haven't cleaned these. But again, it's carpeted on the inside. Gauges and stuff look pretty accurate. So overall, the Ferrari Very nicely done. I would highly recommend it. You kind of have to have a Testarossa in your collection if you're an 80s buff. And the paint on this one's really good. The show's really nice. Although I don't have the Testarossa on display. You can also pop up, I still have it in the box. You also can pop up the headlights if you want. I'm not going to do that, but those pop up as well. Now let's turn to the Countach. Ferruccio Lamborghini built this thing as sort of the successor to the Miura. I think it came out in 71. They built it through 1990. If I've got my dates wrong, please correct me in the comments. But I mean, what you can say about this thing? This was like a spaceship when it came out, and pretty impractical. I mean, this thing is, I mean, if you look at the front, I mean, see how narrow those windows come inside to you when you're sitting inside the car. I mean, that can't be very comfortable. Let's take a look at the rear. Again, quality control. Not sure those pipes are perfectly straight. But other than that, this one's also pretty nice. AutoArt tends to do a little bit better in quality control in recent years than Kyosho, that's for sure. But they've also upped their price, so that's the downside. This little driver opens up so you can take a look at the engine. I'll have to hold it up. There you go. Not bad. I mean, they got nice plumbing in there. It's all there. Nice car to display if you want to display it with the hood and the trunk and the doors and stuff open. So now there's the inside of the Countach. You see the inside of the Countach? That's pretty much what it looks like. The gauges are, you know, straight out of the 70s pretty much. Can't say a whole lot about those. This is quintessential 1980s, man. If you were a drug dealer or a cokehead, you wanted to drive a Countach. This was the car to have. You know, Lamborghini, they've always kind of done their own thing. You know, the story of Ferruccio Lamborghini buying a Ferrari, didn't quite like it, so he wanted to build a better car for himself. He did that and then decided, hell, I'll go into business and build cars along with tractors. And eventually started selling Italian cars not far from where the Ferrari factory was. So they kind of had a competition going on there in Italy for a few decades. This is a really cool car. I mean, just look at the lines on that car. That thing means business. When I see a car like this, it kind of reminds me of the Cannonball Run movies or Miami Vice. You know, Crockett and Tubbs chasing a car like this in their white Testarossa. This was definitely a car to have. If you had a very humble ego, this was not the car you wanted to drive. You had to be somebody to drive this car. So there you go. Let's take a look at the Testarossa by itself and see how it looks. Oh yes, the Ferrari Testarossa. I mean, the paint on this car is really nice. It really shines up well. That red paint, I think it's Rossa Corsa red. Is that the Ferrari color they use? Just a hair deeper, I think, than Guards red on a Porsche. Guards red tends to have a tinge of orange in it if you stare at it long enough, but this definitely is a little bit deeper red. Not quite carmine red and Porsche colors, but certainly a little bit deeper. Love the rims on these cars. These 80s Ferraris, you know, they kind of shared those rims with the 328. The Mondials even had them. And of course, after this, the 512 Testarossa came out. A little bit shorter, a little bit more performance in it. And then they kind of just faded away. You had the 348, you had the F355, 360, 430, on and on. But nothing quite like the ostentatious looks of this car. Pininfarina styled. And this is one of the widest back ends of any car that's ever been built. I mean, that thing is just... That means business. That is the business end. Probably doesn't get very good gas mileage, but if you have to ask, you probably can't afford it. So there you go. I just thought I'd whip these two cars out. Like I said, this Testarossa, I don't have it on display in my house. I've run out of room, so it's been boxed up for a couple years. The Countach I've had on display, so I really need to get some more display cabinets and stuff. I've got about 75 or 100 of them just sitting in boxes. So So there you go. The 118 Lamborghini Countach by AutoArt, 118 Ferrari Testarossa by Kyosho. Like I said, I've got a whole bunch of these cars in my collection. I've probably got 150 to 200 on display and another 50 or 100 just in boxes sitting around because I don't have any place to put them. But if you got any special cars you want to see, chances are I probably have them or have something close to it. So put your request in the comment section if you want to see something in particular. If you like this video, like it. And if you want to see more diecast videos, let me know. If you're not interested in them, then I'll stop doing them. I mean, it's pretty straightforward here on the channel. So we're going to go in whatever direction you want to go in. So if you haven't subscribed already, make it a point to subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about it. Call a buddy. Bring a friend, as Bill Goodman would say in his Gun and Knife Show. And we'll try to do some more of these videos when and if I get time. Until next time, take care.